Discipline is not about trying your hardest not to yield to temptation, okay? That's willpower. Discipline is all about you devoting to your path, devoting to your truth, recognizing the choices that you want to make, the person that you want to be, and choosing that every time, even if there are other options, even if there are what might have been temptations for you. Okay, when you see something as a temptation and you're exercising your willpower to really prevent yourself from making that decision, that's something to do with the healing that is required from you. Healing, right? Addressing yourself on what it is that's pulling you in that direction. Okay, usually it's something that's more of a lower vibrational state, if you will, okay? Often associated with those lower 3 chakras that I mention all the time. Solar eclipse in Virgo is coming up super soon. Virgo, purity, purification, okay? So maybe your health is going to be really important, but mostly it's just about cleansing your environment, cleansing yourself in and out. Okay, and obviously eclipse is all about karmic energies, right? Which is why you surrender to the divine plan. So where has there been illusion with that Pisces energy as well? Where have there been falsities versus where is your light? Where is your truth? When you purify and you cleanse, you see your truth, you see your light, and that is the path that you can devote to. No, it's not just, one or the other. There's a lot of in-betweens, right? And that's where you do all that unraveling. That's where you do all that soul searching, if you will. You find your enlightenment within you, your truth. Okay, it doesn't look the same for everybody. I've said this before, it's not just being a certain kind of person, having a certain lifestyle, having a certain diet, or choosing certain whatever. It's so unique to you, because this is something you've been doing for lifetimes. This is a lifetime to choose your choices and stop having to repeat the lessons to learn it. Learn the lesson now, trust me. It's not always easy. It requires your devotion, because it requires your consistency, it requires your intention, it requires your I feel like it requires you to really be so true to yourself, your authenticity, right? Page of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. I think that your success, your achievement is going to be your devotion. You're finally finding a path of your devotion. I'm seeing starting again energies. But I also see, by looking at the mistakes, if that's a word that's coming through, okay, that brought you to this point, that led you to this version of you. Okay, there's a karmic energy coming through. Justice here, and this particular queen. It's like someone's just not letting go. They're not letting go. 10 of Cups, someone wants this 10 of Cups, they see it. That's their path of devotion. But there's something here that is just, it's like someone's not letting go. And I think it's an external energy, that karmic energy. It's not third party energy that is not letting go of whoever this is. It's almost like they're feeding on their intoxication, their addictive energies. Let's find out something. What else you need to know? Divine Feminine, you might have a karmic energy looking in on you. Maybe you know this, maybe you don't, but a third party, a connected, not even, well, I guess it's yours if it's on your path, but it's not, it's to do with the person you're connected to. I think that protect your energy, stay in your light, because someone is watching you. Got the Queen of Pentacles here as well. Air sign energy's got air sign energies like Queen of Swords as well. Page of Swords. I think they're learning something. Maybe, maybe your light is actually helping them heal. I always say, Queen of Wands, light, yeah, hello, glowing. Secret keeper, as in wisdom keeper. Your high priestess is like on fire, literally on fire. Karmic energies, it's not about holding any kind of, and if you are holding that negative energy towards them, that's okay. Just ask yourself what the reason is. What's keeping you in that space? Because truly, karmic energies are some of your greatest teachers. Not easy, not easy. Okay. So, hold space for yourself. You don't want to be holding that darkness in your heart, you want to free yourself. So there's something here about continue to stay true to you and not being pulled down even when you feel those energies, truly, your spiritual hygiene right now is so important, especially with this Virgo energy. I'm talking about your hygiene, spiritual hygiene. Yeah, 10 of Swords, 4 of Wands. Honestly, the energy that's coming through is that it feels like this person is thinking that they're, whatever, maybe they felt like they had like this foundation with your person, and the Tower, yeah, that happened. And maybe they're just trying to make sense of their own situation, okay? 2 of Swords, oh my God, the Emperor. Wow, okay. Okay, and this is where you're clearly then, the Divine Masculine here is in indecision mode, because they are aware that this is kind of the rubble of which they are coming from. God, this is getting really, okay, this is going to be an interesting reading, okay? It's going to get another one for that top selection. Yeah, Judgment, Awakening, Serious Awakening. Okay. I think that there's going to be a need here to really find an understanding. This isn't just about closing it off and it's gone. There's going to need to be an understanding of the past, present, and future in order for you to truly devote to your path and not be yielding to temptation or whatever. There's a reason that that's coming through, which means that hold is still there. Okay, but it also is very much connected to that 10 of Swords, absolute breakdown, pain, darkness, suffering. Truly. And this is where someone's, I don't know, there's some kind of uncertainty in how to move forwards. I think that they have more clarity than they have before. Well, Knight of Pentacles with that page. Yeah, that's stepping up energy, page to knight. You know, knowing where they want to ground themselves. Taking their time this time so they don't repeat the past. Okay. Queen of Swords, as King of Swords has come out with the Queen of Swords and the 6 of Cups. Okay. This was a very kind of both playing out their wounds here. There was an emotional, maybe there was some, you know, when you're in karmic situations, you find, it's like you do find that intensity and connection. It's usually connecting through shadow, you know, and I think that there was a serious lack of emotional connection, absolute lack of emotional fulfillment, truly. Childhood wounds were being played out in this connection. There was neither were truly emotionally available. There was such guardedness. This was absolutely conditional love. If you want to use the word love, there are different types of love, you know. You can absolutely feel in love when you're in a karmic connection, but there's something about this where I think that there were a lot of people having control of each other. That's how it feels. Some kind of hold on each other, some binds, you know, tying them together. I'm seeing that ball and chain energy. Okay, it's a Page of Swords. King of Wands and the Fool. That makes me happy. Someone is they're learning how to step back into their power. You know, that they want this brand new beginning, this brand new, so they don't even want to take that past with them, but that's where that indecision comes from, because you have to address it in order to move forwards. You know, I've heard specifically gaining courage. It's going to take courage to trust again, to love, to open your heart space after it's felt like it was filled with darkness. 10 of Swords, but also, oh my God, the 7 of Swords. Ugh, that's like the Star though. That's promising. Okay, so clearly there was some kind of betrayal here. I think this wasn't just betrayal. This was truly led someone into the darkest depths of themselves. But again, that darkness filling their heart, it was already something that was there that they hadn't addressed, is what I'm getting, right? Because the fact that they chose to be in this situation that's coming through that is particularly lacking emotional fulfillment, holds on, binds on, you know, that kind of energy, really like guarded too. Maybe they didn't realize it at the time. There's a reason for that they chose that to begin with, you know. But that Star, that's really they're healing, you know. Aquarius season could be relevant as well. Okay, Queen of Wands. Oh my God, the King and Queen of Wands and the King and Queen of Swords. Wow, 3 of Swords there. This is where they're in indecision, because they know that, I think that they put this Queen of Wands in this situation. You know, they hurt her, truly. Why? Because of what they were going through. I don't know if they realised this at the time, though. It was all like that subconscious stuff happening. And I think that they don't know. They're really uncertain of how they're going to be received, and whether that even a slight offering will be kind of reciprocated. Okay, they're gonna have to address some serious stuff here. There's something still. I'm hearing like that shady energy. There's something still that is like masks, unspoken truths. Whoever this is, there's a distance between both of you. Certainly an emotional distance, maybe physical as well. Actually, yeah, which might be where there might be slow travel. So maybe it's quite a distance. Someone is truly recognizing the way in which they kind of handle this Queen of Wands energy. They're not proud of themselves. And for the King of Wands to not be proud of themselves, kind of a big deal. Okay, they're seeing things differently, more clearly. Queen of Pentacles did come out. Beautiful. That's the awakening. I'm hearing someone's literally seeing this person as their, like, I'm going to say the word that came through. I wouldn't usually use this word, but wife is what's come through. So they're certainly thinking longer term. They're really going to have to address this then, because that 10 of Swords, that 7 of Swords. Wow. I think that there's something about why did not do this sooner, or see this sooner, as well as what's come through. That 8 of Swords is flipped over as well. So yeah, they clearly weren't seeing the truth of the situation. Why? Because the devil energies, that shadow energy that we spoke of, you know, the temptation, it was too much. It was very strong, like a dark cloud. Okay, Ace of Swords, yeah, the clarity. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck, clarity. So this is someone who requires clarity for there to be emotional truth, connection. Honesty is required for trust, and that's what builds a secure foundation, which is why I think that Page of Pentacles is coming through. It's like a little offer, but it's going to be an offer of truth, an offer of opening this conversation, this communication. Okay, see about this King and Queen of Swords here. So I did get that karmic energy that was coming through, but I also feel like this could be representative of your your distance, your disconnection. The 6 of Swords is definitely physical distance as well as emotional here. I don't think either of you know how you're gonna if you already think about it, neither of you would be fully aware of how to handle each other, as in you're not sure how you would handle it, you know. There's silence right now. There truly is. Someone could be traveling. Maybe in the past you traveled to see each other as well. 2 of Cups. That's with that King of Wands. This is what I mean by someone is truly, they're gaining so much clarity. They're seeing things so much more clearly. They're 2 of Cups, you know. They're seeing that this is what they'd be proud of. This is what they want. This is what they want to be. It's like this protective energy is what I'm getting. The Death card here. They're going through a Sirius Phoenix energy, the Death portal, you know, to see this way. They could very well be watching this Queen of Wands online as well or something. Okay, so 10 of Swords and 7 of Swords. The trial's big here. Yeah, 9 of Swords. Gosh, anguish. Truly, mentally, they're just... I think that what they're realizing is what they put this Divine Feminine in terms of emotionally and mentally, what they put her through. And I'm not sure that they intended to do this, truly. I don't think this is like malicious or, you know, things like that. This just feels like they were, like I say, they were going through so much of their own darkness that it's like they were almost blinded to the truth of this light that this Divine Feminine has here. Yeah, Hanged Man, there's been a pause, truly a separation. It's like you've had this Divine Feminine has had to really heal through the anguish of this, and now the Empress, and that's how she's stepping up to be that like beautiful embodiment of Venus, of Empress energy, you know. Her goddess glow is what I'm getting. And now it's like the Divine Masculine is realizing this. Not a nice realization. Okay, 2 of Swords with that Queen of Wands. Devil. Yeah. They've approached this with lust before. Whoever this is. This might be something to do with that temptation energy. They have approached this in lust, temptation. That's maybe they're that person who comes through with, you know, that's their shield as well, you know, being very like flirty and sexual or whatever. Again, 8 of Swords. Blinded by this behavior. Okay. Again, sacral and solar plexus is coming through, but also the crown as well, crown chakra. Judgment and Queen of Pentacles. All right, Four of Cups. Yeah, they're thinking heavily on this. But I also think that this Divine Feminine will be having an awakening with this situation. What she's going to have to think heavily on. How does she want to move forwards now? Does she want to be stuck in the past of what happened, what went wrong, you know, ruminating over third-party stuff? Or do you want to embody this beautiful magician energy and say, actually, I want to, I'm the Ace of Cups, and I want to create something from my heart now, from my truth, from seeing the truth clearly, from seeing and understanding what needed to happen the way it did, who I've become as a result, and who this person has become as well. You know, there's something about that's important. Let's get some more just to clarify any other details that we need to be aware of. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. Two could be important for somebody. Yeah, the Hanged Man, the Sun, and the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. Okay, I think that this is to do with, there's been a lot of juggling in the past. That someone's had a lot of different things they've had to already handle, but I also feel like there's this energy of how can we move forwards now? How do we do this? How do we create? What do we want to invest in and create moving forwards as well? Because this Sun energy, there's clarity, there's happiness, there's joy, there's that possibility for that, but it's all about the decisions that you choose to make and how you're choosing to, with that Magician, manifest this forwards movement. This is truly going to be in both of your hands, and it's all going to depend on how you harness that energy. It's like you've transmuted your energy during this time apart, and now it's kind of, when you come back together, it's kind of almost like you're going to feel that past version of yourself coming through. It's going to be up to you to alchemize that and make a decision of who you've become along the way versus who you were and what you want to be moving forwards. So I'm just going to get some clarity. Okay, so messages for the Divine Feminine. So cards for the Divine Masculine, just to confirm. Yeah. Communication. They want to communicate. I also think that they have a lot of things that they're dealing with, something to do with like paperwork or like emails and stuff. This is the Teacups as well. So that's about emotions being suppressed. But I think someone wants to do the opposite of that. They want to express with that Ace of Swords. They might even do this in an unexpected way. I'm seeing like an email or something, or maybe even a voice note or something. Race card, that pressure's on. They want to get this going. Race cards could be important for someone racing as well. I'm seeing, is it F1 or something? I don't know. Yeah. It's an agreement they made. Cycles. Makes sense with this eclipse energy as well, that karmic cycles, but also it's not just about karmic cycles, it's also about the cycles that you are opening and, you know, you're meant to be embodying and living through, you know. Good karma exists as well as bad karma as well, so that's important to remember. Rings, number 25. Agreement, pact, cycles, promise, circles of trust, committed, closure, contracts, partnership, reaping what you sow. Okay, to say karma here as well. Letter A might be important for somebody. And with this race car as well, number 32. Yeah, pressure's on, speed, bold, doing it now. King of Wands, action, doing it now, being bold, right? Breaking limits, living fast, taking a risk and being determined. Okay, so another card for the Divine Masculine energy. Okay, vitality, grounded, tree, beautiful. There could be, I did say something about health is coming through, so maybe they're feeling more vitality, more health, and this is helping them as well, boosting their confidence as well, I've heard. Number 5 and number 7. So maybe they've not been that great, feeling great. Fertility, I did say something about that energy, that like long term. Lineage, roots, personal growth, past lives, evolving, connection to source. So they're really connected to divine right now as well. I think that's where that energy was coming through about, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, the miracles, and they could very well be praying, you know. Garden, community. Number 20, number 8, society, public venues, community, parties, meetings, audience, crowds, playing the field. They've done that. They have. I'm not saying that to upset anyone. You'll know this about this person. Again, tarot just confirms what's happening. So you already know that this is true about this energy. That's been their like outlet, if you will, their choices that they would make in the past. Yeah. So this is what they're concerned about. They're concerned about other energies, you know, untrustworthy energies, gossiping energies, getting in the way and things like that. I think this is what they're needing to clear out. Number 17. Loose lips, blabbermouth, gossip, news travels fast, chatterbox, manipulative, talking behind your back, secrets. They could be dealing with that right now as well. Okay. One more for the divine masculine, and then we'll look at divine feminine energy as well. Some cards to clarify. I think this is where they need to be careful of their community and their audience. They really do. Oh my God, and then you've got the birds here. Again, birds, but this is more about communication. Their communication, they're learning healthy communication, productive communication. This is a divine masculine energy who needs to be very careful of who they're talking to and how they're speaking. Okay, but developing over time, aging well, they're learning some lessons, especially when it comes to their communication. Okay. And needing to be mindful of who's around them. They truly are evolving right now. Okay, divine feminine, cards for the divine feminine. Okay, ooh, it's feeling a bit of a maverick, risk-taking energies. Number 25. Independent, bold, rebel. That's why she's coming out of the Queen of Wands. Unconventional, outside the box. Again, authentic expression. She knows authenticity. She might be very spiritual, actually. She needs to be mindful, though. Something about... She's quite fearless, you know. She'll take on a challenge. What else can we say about this divine feminine energy? She might have a very, what's the word? Might be a bit of an imposing energy sometimes. I think this might be, again, why there's like this difficulty to like this indecision energy to approach her. Because someone's like, hold on, she's going to get aggressive or whatever. Talk about communication. So this is the divine masculine going through learning communication. Got the letter, written communication, they're wanting to communicate. Got the birds, unhealthy communication, untrustworthy communication, people talking fast, news traveling fast. The actual birds where someone's being nervous to communicate. So they definitely want, the communication is on their mind massive, but the divine feminine has very much been honing in on her communication skills, that's for sure. She knows unity, collaboration. That is divine feminine energy. Number 12 again. Well, that did come out before. Uniting, connecting. So divine feminine wants this. Integration, collaboration, harmony, compromise, overcoming barriers, communication. So I think divine feminine has been getting lessons on how to communicate in a way that is encompassing the other person's needs as well, because I think she's been through that energy where her own devil energy was probably that, triggered as well, and it came out in her emotion. Divine feminine knows the value of when to speak and how to speak, and she's been learning that. She might be very well connected to different people and finding collaborations around her as well. She might be having that happening. Okay, Mortar and Pestle, she might be a little bit of a witchy energy is coming through. Number 10, blending, brewing, alchemizing, concoction, medicine, breaking things down, making something else, potions, spell works. I feel like this is that magician energy. She wants to she wants to alchemize. She's been through the Phoenix thing. She's done the rising through the fires, and this isn't new to her. But there is something about grounding something down for her, right? So she's doing things differently here. Medicine, so she could be looking after her health as well, but in a very holistic way. Okay, I'm seeing like herbs and things. And when it comes to, I think this is how she wants to approach the situation. She wants something she wants to do this like a brand new, as in not being the past version of self that was coming through before. Yeah, embodying this new version and seeing how you can bridge that communication from what happened before to now, in order to move forwards. Okay, so cards for the divine feminine. House, again, home, comfort, safety. This is what she desires too. Wow. Number 4, King of Hearts as well. Home, belonging, roots. She's learning the value of this. She's learning, as a result, she's learning what her values are, what her true, I'm hearing needs and wants actually as well. So maybe she has been delving into her own family history and whatever happened there. Safety, family, traditions, framework, structure, building, shelter, boundaries. Maybe she was brought up in a very traditional setting as well, but she's learning her boundaries with that, so she finds her safety. What's home to her? What is home to her? I think she's been on quite a journey to learn that. Disregarding what she was taught to be tradition and value. Okay, so that's where that non-conformist energy is coming through as well, because she didn't conform to the norm growing up. That's why she's so fearless and independent. Stars, which is coming true. Okay, divine feminine. I feel like it's funny because that wife energy came through before, but I do think that this is, there's way too many cards here. That was a trophy. I do feel like she's someone who would very much she'd make that house into a home energy. Wow. But again, she's also got it going, like that independent energy. Like she could be like, you know, hold down the house as well as holding down her business or something. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. Okay. Coffin energy, loss, ending, breakup. Number 8 and 9. This has been on pause for ages. It says inactive. To her, she's thinking that maybe it is over and done. Forgotten, discouraged. Solution though. She knows that the solution is communication, the right communication. And maybe that's why it's so important for her to also focus on her communication. Yeah, developing well. Look at that, the lily and the heart. I love this card for Divine Feminine, the lily. It's beautiful. 30. Established. Ambition. This is what I mean. I think that she's been focusing on a path of purpose. Her abundance path as well. They're connected for her. Achievement, experience, longevity, mature, career, virtue, development, retired. She could very well be practicing celibacy as well. You know, she's learning how to harness and honor her energies. Okay, beautiful. She's really another one as well. That heart is beautiful. She's opening her heart. And she's doing it with boundaries. That's the beauty of it. She's like she's found home in her own heart. And this is what's allowing her to truly alchemize into that beautiful light. Stepping stones, okay? Okay, number 17, the process of arrival, truly, step by step, way out, how to, keep on going, baby steps, progress, spiritual growth. This might have been a very long, felt like it's been long for her, so she's probably you both had to learn patience, one of your biggest lessons, gears, seamless. This is why she's learning, but she's learning so well that she's becoming so established within herself, finding that beautiful alignment within. The old version of herself it's kind of like that's what she's alchemized from. The old version of herself, truly, okay? Innovation, ideas into action. So again, she could very well be like maybe entrepreneur energies. Efficient, smooth, seamless, precise, progress, function, perfect timing, synchronicities, teamwork, interconnected. Working together is a big deal for this Divine Feminine. Okay, she's going to have some decisions to make moving forwards, truly. Okay. Let's get some confirmation cards for whatever it is that you need to be aware of. Okay. What do you need to release? What do you need to release? Devotion and discipline, remember. That's the focus here. This is why you are becoming devoted to your path, because you're seeing things more clearly. That's beautiful. Okay. Your hard work is paying off, Capricorn energy. That's with that devil energy. It's Capricorn energy as well. You're both putting in the work, and as a result, the gears are shifting, right? Nothing will come of this situation. Whatever it is that you need to release, these bad habits, if you will, you know, even just like the past, the way things happen in the past, no longer holding on to that and creating mental anguish for yourself and emotional distress. It's kind of like understanding that who it is that you need to be. There's something massive for both of you here about learning how to collaborate and communicate with each other. Otherwise, you're just going to end up cycling through the same thing, and the gears are going to get stuck. They're not going to be seamless, right? But you're understanding that. This is where you're learning. You're very close to achieving your goal. That's beautiful. Forest could be important to somebody. Leo energy there as well. Don't let pride get in your way. It's happened before, okay? It's so interesting because the Divine Feminine is really self-focused right now, which is beautiful. The Divine Masculine I think they're focused on her, to be honest. So that's usually the case. So that's good. That's good, because it's kind of like as the Divine Feminine is finding her divine alignment and her divine purpose, it's calling in her external alignment, including the right person for her. She's detached. Prosperity lies ahead. Taurus energy. Prosperity lies ahead. Wow. That's that awakening to it. Okay. I think this is, again, the Divine Feminine. It's like she's been working on something, and it's like step-by-step process of arrival, and something is coming through. That's why that lily energy was coming through. Your commitment is being tested. Don't let the past get in your way or hold you back. Don't let the past hold you back. It feels like it's been quite a while that Divine Feminine is even questioned. So you will have had this thought in your process in your mind if this message is for you, right? Is it just over? Is it done? Questioned it multiple times. And you know what? The past versions of you both are. That needed to happen the way it did so they could close out. But this is where I think there might be a bit of a surprise in this communication. that this divine masculine is so focused on calling in. Okay, they might also be feeling quite the ladybug, quite like the pressure because of knowing that they want this long-term thing, or knowing that they're seeing someone. I don't even know if they know what it is that they want, but they're just seeing this being more of their investment, more of their devotion than they have before. I'm gonna get a card for the divine feminine, an animal card for the divine feminine. This is why they're so focused on that communication, but also why they're so nervous about it, because they don't know how they're going to be received. Divine feminine, yeah, moose, you're so in your own vibe. This is what I said before, independent, but again, you might have a bit of an imposing presence that was coming through. Okay, so it's number 9. That could be relevant for you. Powerful, independent, so independent. This is where she's had to learn hyper independence versus actually just healthy independence, working codependently, not codependent, working interdependently, with this communication here, not becoming overly attached, not finding the balance between like codependency and healthy attachment, right? Not being codependent, but understanding interdependence, working together, collaborating. It's a big deal, big lesson for her. Attitude is everything. So it might, that divine masculine might very well be seeing her so like put together and unsure of how they're going to be received, because she's so calm, cool and collected. She doesn't give too much away, right? Only what she knows she needs to. That's what I said before, that was coming through. She understands the value of silence and her words, when to speak. Solidarity, confident. She's confident. She could very well have that Sigma energy that I mentioned before going through. Time alone. I think she might have been spending a lot of time alone, actually. Again, that celibacy thing came through, but I think she's learning her power, though, through this. So, again, as a result, she's learning how to communicate with the right people. She wants to be with the right people around her, okay? Divine masculine, the looms, family. Again, someone really is focused here on what they want long term. Number 10, deeply committed. That devotion energy. They're learning how to be devoted. Going all in for what you love. Reawakening lost hope. Manifesting your deepest desires. Uncommon bonds. So not what they used to. Not what they used to at all. This requires a heart being more open, right? New beginnings. Bunnies at the mom's deck. Set a card for your connection. Animal card for your connection. Oh my, no way. The Swans, Twin Flame card, Divine Counterpart, the One. That's what it says in here. Blooming love. Divinity, fluidity, soulmate, faith. Wow, divination. And I did say that Divine Feminine might be a little bit witchy, The grasshopper at the bottom of the deck, leap of faith, taking a leap of faith. Okay, got number 6 here, got number 5. Sudden change in direction. Moving on, no longer holding on to the worries and heaviness of the past. Prosperity, again, prosperity, true leaders lie ahead here for both of you. Birth of a son, luck. Wow, that's so beautiful. To see what else you need to be aware of. Wow, that's beautiful. That is that Virgo energy sticking out. I'm not going to take it because it's just sticking out. So again, the Hermit, solitude has been big here. Okay, what do you need to be aware of moving forward? So this could be to do with timings and generally for your connection as well. Let's find out. Oh, the Lovers on the deck. Gemini energy could be important. Alignment, finding that alignment truly by finding that grounded, centered energy within, purifying the past. Emperor at the bottom of the deck. So Taurus energy again. So springtime could be relevant for memories. That's Taurus energy. That's double Taurus. And Taurus is big here. You might both have Taurus in your top 3 or just like prominent placements or something. Taurus season. Hierophant. Yeah, marriage. Faith. Again, faith is big. Your devotion is in your faith, to your divine faith. Leaders. King and Queen of Wands. Traditions. Tradition is going through again. There's something about that. It's like breaking free from the traditions of just control and programming and welcoming your own traditions. Got the Emperor at the bottom of the deck as well. Okay, what else do you need to be aware of? I think by springtime there's definitely going to be changes. Oh my god, the King of Fire. It's not only do you have the King of Wands, you have the King of Fire. That's within 7 days. That's what this communication feels like. That's why it feels like it's so... There's like this flighty energy with it as well. So it's like needing to ground it down. So that's why it feels like that right now, because it's happening within 7 days. It's again, spring energy is big here for both of you. That could be that new beginning energy. Wow. Okay, so it's like knowing what you want long term, but I think this communication is just going to be to close up whatever this cycle is. This cycle that has been keeping you in that distance, that disconnection, that separation, that lacking closure, and not that you need that from each other, right? It's about going within and understanding your cycles. That's what this is going to do. It's going to finally close out, oh my God, Saturn, and then you've got Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's going to close out this, again, cycles, accomplishments, duty, it's time. And then you're going to welcome in that expansion as a result, and in the abundance that's going to be coming in as you're going to both be moving on. The Emperor, again, in autumn time is big. Wow, that's telling in itself. So it's going to develop over time. This isn't just 0 to 100. This isn't miscommunication again. This is learning your lesson this time. Like I said before, learn the lessons. Do things differently. Do things in alignment. Leo, the sun, could be important. Oh my God, Virgo and Leo. Those seasons could be important. Hermit, yeah, eclipse, Virgo, solar eclipse is coming. Solitude, enlightenment, soul searching. You've both been going through that. That's what the separation was. This Leo energy as well here. Vitality, creativity, success, purpose. Finding your purpose. You didn't know your purpose before. Whoever this collective is, you didn't know your purpose until you met and you had that time apart and you really went through that dark night of the soul, the mental anguish that you experienced. Your awakenings, truly deep awakenings. Okay, water element. Okay, things are fluid, intuitive, emotional, compassionate, 50-50. It's all about how you're choosing to move forward, to progress. Remember, not letting the past hold you back now. Holding faith. You're not those past versions. How do you want to move forward? Understanding the reason things happen the way they did. Who you both have become as a result of this, and who you're choosing to become, the decisions you're choosing to make, the devotion you're placing, right? Moving forwards. Yeah, the Tower, Mars energy. Wow. Upheaval, sudden change. That came through before, sudden change. Going to complete change of direction. Action, there's desire. But it's purpose-driven desire. Okay, so what else do you need to be aware of? For your connection as well. Venus, the Empress. Love, beauty, pleasure. Oh, love it. Attraction. Yeah, the attraction is there. Charm. Wow. The Star. Again, Aquarius energy. Wow. The attraction is... Divine Masculine is truly feeling that attraction for the Divine Feminine for sure. It's just about overcoming the hurdles, which is basically just I think you've kind of like found yourself though through it. Like Divine Feminine, you are happy to you want that communication, remember? You're happy to alchemize moving forward. You want stability, progression. That's why this communication is, someone's feeling nervous about it because they know that they're going to need to address whatever happened in order for that forward progression to come through. Yeah, the Hanged Man. Neptune energies, spirituality, fantasy, escape, illusion, dreams. This is what I think you need to be mindful of, that you're not just escaping in your own mind and making things up in your own mind, or I think with this Hanged Man energy coming through twice, there's been such a long pause here. You truly probably have just thought, oh, it's done. You need to have faith again in yourself, in your path, right? That's why it's going to feel like such a sudden change and so unexpected. I think you're going to feel, Divine Feminine is going to feel 50-50 and uncertain how to move forward here. But this is where you step back into that Venus energy, that Empress energy, that glow. Yeah, be mindful. This is the opportunity, Capricorn energy, the Devil, and then Death, Scorpio energies. It's time to close this out. This is a cycle that you both need to close, that you have together. So addictions, said that, restriction, materialism, shadow self. There's something coming up for you both to close out, to phoenix through. You're helping each other do this. Wow. Who have you become? You've been focusing on your dreams moving forwards, right? You have completely changed. You're purpose-driven. Right, let's get another one. What else do you need to be aware of? Both of you, and your free connection as well, moving forward. Leo again at the bottom of the deck. That's a strength card, okay? Yeah, it's time to end this Capricorn energy, this Devil energy. Mutable signs could be important as well, so Virgo again. Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius. Chameleon, open-minded, endings, death again, that death ended. I think you have to address the ending that happened in the past. And you could be receiving a lot of clarity in your dreams as well, messages. Okay, there's also going to be a need here to close out whatever this is about other external energies, community, audience, third-party energies. Something about that needs to be cleared up. 2 more cards. What you need to be aware of. I think that's going to be really unexpected, truly. Okay. Okay, so Leo did come out. Pluto judgment again. Leo did come out. So that's important. That is an important sign. This is about letting things unfold. And again, it's about the opportunity. So it's not about, again, not expecting 0 to 100, but also just releasing that expectation, holding surrender. So it's not just like cutting things off before you can even have an opportunity to find where the expansion can take you, or just suddenly expecting that 0 to 100 vibe, okay? This is enjoying the unfold. This is about truly enjoying the divine unfold, the energy of the journey, the opportunity, the expansion that's taking place, okay? Okay, strength, courage, confidence, persuasion, wisdom, power. Lions could be important. I'm hearing lioness as well. And that's over that, you know, that judgment card as well, that Pluto energy, rebirth, major transformations, changes are big. That devil energy is truly being closed. This is such a big opportunity. And then you've got the Fool. That's again that Uranus energy, like rebelling, jumping in, taking that leap. Then you've got the Chariot, right, which is all about that. It's going to be that forward movement, that willpower, discovering that again, jumping into this new opportunity. And then you've got the Twin Flame cards here. My God, the Solar Flash as well. Okay, definitely ascending. This connection is, I feel like. I'm just going to quickly moving forwards, get you some message cards, and then I think that's it. Let's see. So message cards. What does the divine feminine want to? Sorry, what does the divine masculine want to say to the divine feminine? You've truly an opportunity to close whatever this is. Oh, you got 2 here. Okay. Number 4. I don't feel deserving, and it's affecting my levels of abundance and openness. This is where you've got to clear through those abundance blocks, right? By knowing your worth, your worthiness. Again, that solar plexus energy, which again is why someone's feeling so nervous about moving forwards. Number 10, the planets. Here we go. The planets are activating us to heal and bringing us closer together. Surrender to the change. That's literally the eclipse season is taking, like, is in full effect right now. That's pretty funny. Okay, yeah, mirrors. You are mirroring. Number 2, as you surrender your 3D expectations, so important, especially for divine feminine. Surrendering your 3D expectations. I surrender to our 5D connection. Rainbows could be significant for you. Okay, number 2. Got another card here. Number 2 again. So that came through before. 2 could be important. You're finding balance and harmony. Again, that collaboration energy. Balancing scales. I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. We are becoming one again. Wow. Beautiful. Okay, so you know, it's not like you're completely way off with whatever you're feeling. It's just about holding space. And you know, I do think that this divine feminine, you're gonna have a decision to make. You're feeling very independent right now, very much in your own lane, on your focus, on your purpose. But again, you're watching this, so this is on your mind too. It's coming through for a reason. But this Emperor at the bottom of the deck, and then that Venus card there, you're both stepping into your power. You're both stepping into that divine selves and wanting to bring this forwards. Prosperity lies ahead for both of you, truly. That's where that abundance block is going to be cleared, because communication and how you handle this communication is going to be everything. Okay, remember to check in on that shadow energy that's coming through, because it's a beautiful opportunity to clear this. And also, like I said, that clarity that you need to gain about third party energies, that's going to be in these conversations. Remember, spiritual hygiene, protect yourselves, protect your connection, be mindful of how you're speaking. And yeah, I'm seeing that sun energy. That's really big, vibrant. Both of you have like this really vibrant energy, this light about you. If people see that around you, now it's kind of like, how are you going to bring this frequency together, especially that twin flame card that came in, and hold it down, find that alignment. It's all going to come. It starts, remember, step by step. It starts with little steps forward. So hold that space for each other, respect and reverence. Okay, you got this. Sending love.